Hey there, and welcome to another strength and conditioning class. So normally on a Thursday we do strength and conditioning along with cardio. Today we're going to do something pretty much that, but slightly different. We're going to add in some mobility, and this is particularly for people who are getting really stiff back and shoulders when they've been stuck at a desk all day. So if you have a chair, go get a chair now. Just a nice stable chair, your office chair, whatever you're normally sitting on when you're working, or just something to sit on. If you don't have something to hand, don't worry at all. You don't have to have something, but that's what we're going to be working on at the beginning. So we're going to start off with some exercises that you can do while you're sitting at your desk throughout the day to try and stop yourself from getting too stiff. So they're all exercises you probably know that we've done on the floor before, but we're doing them on a chair today. I'm going to turn side on just so you can see. So first one is your cat camel that we normally do kneeling on all fours. You're going to round your back forward. You're going to stretch those fingers as far away from you as you can and drawing your navel, your belly button behind you towards your spine. So we're going out like that, stretch, 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 and then coming back in, pushing forwards, feeling that arching through the back, pushing forwards, just loosening everything up. And we're going to do a few more of those. So you could be sitting on your chair facing forwards. I'm just sliding on so you can see me. So reach, 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 and push back. A few more. So there was a study that came out, I think yesterday, saying that 50% of the people surveyed in the first 2 weeks of lockdown were finding that they were getting loads of new aches and pains through their back, through their neck, through their shoulders, and also more than half weren't doing enough exercise. So hopefully we're going to counter some of those issues today. Next one, sitting on your chair, or you can do this just sitting on the floor. All of these can be done sitting on the floor, but if you're on a chair, hold on to one side of the chair and then take the other arm over and reach over so you can feel a stretch up your side there. So reaching, reaching, reaching. You're not trying to actually bend too much. We don't want too much mobility in our lower back. It's our upper back, this kind of middle bit here that we're trying to get mobility in. So you should just feel that stretch through the side there. You can reach forwards a bit as well, and now you can feel it through your lats, through the kind of upper back there. And let's go to the other side. So reach and over. First of all to the side, and then forwards. And again. So in terms of these aches and pains people are getting, I suspect it's because we're all sitting in desks that aren't necessarily set up as well as they might be at work. But also loads of my clients, when I'm talking to them, are saying, I'm just sitting at my desk all day. I'm not doing the walking over to get a cup of tea, walking over to the printer to talk to that person over in accounts or whatever it is that gets you moving around. So we're just spending a lot more time sitting there, not moving, and not at a desk that's perfectly set up for us. So if you can, spend a few minutes just trying to set up your desk as well as you can. We may well be in this situation for at least a few more weeks. So do what you can to really try and improve your work situation, whether that's maybe putting a cushion underneath so you're sitting a bit higher to your table, so you're not sort of there typing up here. Whatever it is, clearing some space so that you can work properly, so you're not having to kind of twist around so much to be able to see the screen. Whatever you need to do, maybe putting your screen up on some books so that your screen's at eye level rather than looking down at it. But then also, so I'll tell you more in a sec. From here, let's just get moving our heads. So take your nose, looking over the far shoulder, see how far behind your shoulder you can see. And to the other side. Let's go again. Now don't do the ear down to the shoulder, so don't do that tipping. Your neck's not really designed to move that way. It's designed to do twisting like this. So imagine you've got a spindle through the top of your head and you're just spinning on that spindle, going as far as you can in each direction. Cyclists particularly, this is a really good one for you for when you need to look over your shoulder when we're out cycling outside again. Make sure that you're not turning your shoulders with you. Shoulders should be aligned with the back of the chair. It's just the neck that's turning. Let's go once more to each side. Perfect. So the next one, take your arm up, reaching over. Got that wrong. Confusing myself. So this is your thread, your needle that you normally do on all fours. We're reaching through. So we're getting that twist through the upper back. So reaching through. And then reaching out behind us. So our hips are still facing forwards. They're sitting on the chair, so they're nice and set there. But we're reaching out, opening out, see how far wide you can get that arm behind you. With all of these things, it's not always that more mobility is better. Some people have too much mobility. So it's not that you need your arm to be wrapping all the way around the back here. It's just loosening up, so getting this upper thorax turning better. For general health, for loosening up everything's getting tight, but also runners, swimmers particularly, we need this range of motion. Let's go to the other side, so reaching through. And back. So as I was saying, set an alarm on your phone to go off every hour and literally just play one of these exercises. If you had your alarm going 7 times in a day, you could get through all these exercises. You can do more each time if you want, but if you just did one for about 30 seconds, I can pretty much guarantee you would feel a hell of a lot better at the end of the day. So like I say, just set that alarm to remind yourself. We're doing all these exercises at the beginning now, so you can just replay this. This is all saved onto Facebook in the video section of my website. So you'll be able to, video section of Facebook. So you'll be able to find all these videos if you can't remember what we did, and then you can just do them throughout the day, trying to keep yourself nice and loose. Next one, take one knee onto the other side, arms out to the side, the one hand onto that knee and push through. So now get a good stretch down the side there. So opposite hand to knee holding, other arm just opening out. This is the one I'm sure you know, lying on your back with your arms out to the side and pulling your legs over. So we're just doing a variation on the chair. Cross your legs, hand over, other arm out. Hand, face, nose follows that outstretched arm. Lovely, taking your elbows, taking your hands onto your shoulders and big circles. So circles with the shoulders, circles with the elbows, loosening up through the shoulder. Swimmers can imagine that swim action and make sure you're working on that rotation as well. So cutting in the rotation there. You can add in your breathing if you want, swimmers, but I'm just going to keep it like this. Stretching out your chest, so hands onto the small of your back, pressing the elbows. You might need to come forwards on the chair, pressing the elbows together at the back there, so we're getting a good stretch across the chest. So when we spend all our time, you carry on stretching, when we spend all our time sitting over a computer, typing away here, we're getting very tight at the front, and these muscles get tight, and these muscles at the back forget to engage. So we want to first of all loosen out the muscles at the front through the chest, and then we're going to take our arms out, and we're going to draw our shoulder blades together. So it's not about arms swinging like this, it's not about pushing the hands back. If I just show you backwards, we want to draw the shoulder blades together. You'll see I'm a bit uneven at the back. I broke my collarbone and it's still not quite the same, but shoulder blades coming together and down. So waking up these muscles at the back there, muscles that we forget we even have because they get turned off when we're around like this. So we're just engaging those muscles. So even if you just sat at your desk and every few hours just did that, starting to wake up the muscles at the back there, that's really going to help your posture rather than us all turning into people who are rounded shoulders like that. Okay, into the lower body now. So crossing one foot onto the opposite side. You should be feeling that glute stretch in here. This is the infamous Ellie stretch. And then you can increase the stretch if you want, if you want to increase it, leaning forward so I can just feel that stretch into the glute there. Holding that there for a little bit. And then swapping sides. A few deep breaths in and out. Loosening up through the glute on the bent leg side. Then we're going to take it up to standing, using the chair for support. So taking one knee out in front of you, just to 90 degrees out in front, out, tap down, back in. So you can either carry on doing that, so we're just loosening up at the hip joint here. If you're feeling any clicking, any uncomfortableness, just reduce the range of motion. With all of these, we're not looking to push anything, we're not trying to force anything, we're just gently loosening up the joint. If you want to, you can add in, so you take the knee out to the side and then you push back behind you, trying not to hit the wall behind you, push back behind you, and now I can feel that glute working at the back. So we're getting a good hip mobility plus waking up the glutes. The glutes tend to get very turned off if we spend all of our time sitting, not working them. So now we're just going to the other side, knee out to the side. And then this time I'm adding in that push back. So out to the side, out to 90, foot goes up and pushes back, feel the glute engage. From there into my favourite, that hip flexor stretch, so foot up, other leg a little bit further back behind you, drawing up at the front, swap sides, drawing up at the front, should have done this not in black leggings, so that you're feeling the stretch at the front of the hip. So bringing the front of the pelvis level with the back. I always talk about imagining the pelvis as a bowl of water. Right now I'm tipping the water out the front. I'm drawing up, squeezing that glute forward, drawing up at the front so that I'm keeping the pelvis level and I'm feeling a good stretch in front of the hip on the back leg. I'm going to do 3 circles to the left, squeezing that glute, and 3 circles to the right. Loosening up the hip, our hips get really tight if we spend all day sitting. Our body adapts to what we ask it to do, and if we spend all of our time sitting, swap legs, if we spend all of our time sitting, our body goes, oh right, you want me to be tight here because that's what you're asking me to do all the time. You're spending all your time bent over like that, and it stops having that kind of elasticity at the hip joint. So drawing up and then some circles. And because when we're sitting, we effectively turn off our glutes, it goes, oh, you don't need me to use them anymore, I won't bother engaging them. And then we say, oh, but now I want to go out for a run and I need to use my glutes for running. And your body goes, oh, now I've forgotten how to do that. You told me to spend all my time getting tight at the back here and turning these guys up. So that's why it's important just to keep on loosening up at the hips, re-engaging through the glutes, pushing that glute forward as you make your circles. One more, so foot out in front and just bending forward, keeping the knee soft, so not straightening it out and getting a good stretch down the back of the hamstrings there. Often when we think we have lower back pain, it's often to do with tight hamstrings and often, very often, to do with tight hip flexors. So even if you've got lower back pain, you're thinking, well, why is she asking me to be going on with my hip joints? Often loosening up that hip joint can have a really good effect on helping to release any pressure in the lower back. Swap legs, leaning forwards, getting that stretch down the hamstring. So that's been about just over 10 minutes. I've talked to you longer than you might do these exercises by yourself at the moment, but if you just did 10 minutes, all these exercises in one go, like I say, you can just replay this video a few times a day, amazing, or you can just choose 1 or 2 videos to do every hour or so throughout the day, just to keep your body moving, try and stop things from getting too tight, and I promise you it's going to make a difference. Now then, for those of you who only want to join for the mobility bit, that's the mobility bit done. Those of you who want to join for the rest of the class, I'm going to take you down to the floor now because I'm going to be more on the floor. We're going to be doing our normal class. As normal, it's moving around a lot, deliberately on the floor, off the floor, on the floor, getting up, down, so that we're really using our body, waking up our body, getting the blood flowing, burning the calories, but also just working on keeping that sort of fitness level. So we're going to be doing 6 of 2 pairs of exercises. I'll tell you what we're doing as we go, but you'll be doing 6 of one exercise, 6 of another exercise. They are going to get the heart rate up. Then we'll do one of the mobility exercises we just did as a kind of cool down recovery between each of those sets of exercises. First set of exercises, I'll show you now, and then you can follow along with me. So you're going to be going into that high lunge position, 1 foot forwards, open up the arm. Step back, step forwards, open up the arm. So we're going to do that 6 times, 6 reps. Then we're going into a low squat walk, so down as low as works for you, as is comfortable for you. Forwards, 6 steps, back, 6 steps. I'm crap at counting, it'll be approximately 6. Then we go back to the beginning, so back down to here, open up, open up. If you find that you're not keeping up with me, if you find the exercise is too hard, go slower, go at your own rate. Rather than racing through for the sake of it, far better to do the exercises well, do a few less reps. Don't try and catch up with where I'm at. Just make sure that you swap when I swap, okay? So, just getting the timer on, sorry. Turned itself to sleep. So we're doing 1 minute of each of those exercises, then we do 1 minute sort of getting our heart rate to catch up again. With the mobility exercise. So, everybody ready to go? Starting in that lunge position, starting in that plank position, and let's go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Step or jump up into that low squat walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way back to Spider-Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Step or jump it back into walking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back. We've got 20 seconds to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we've just got time for that squat walk. Let's go. Low squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good work. Lying on the floor, and we're going into a lying windmill here. So this is, if you were still sitting on your chair at work, you'd be doing that sort of forward crawl with your arms, but we'll do it lying down. So bottom hand out as far as you can, top hand stretching as far as you can beyond that, making a circle with the hand on the ground. Big circle all the way through, touching to the ground if you can all the way. If you can't, do not force it. You might find that your arm needs to come up at that kind of 11 o'clock position or wherever. If it needs to come up, absolutely fine. Never force it. Onto the other side, you can just flip onto the facing the other way. So reach, reach, reach with that hand, following the hand with your eyes all the way through. Hopefully feeling your heart rate going down a little bit, getting ready for the next round. Let's go one more. Lovely. So next exercise, staying on the floor into that yoga press. So either feet on the floor or knees on the floor. You're coming down, pushing back up. So it's like a down dog into an upward facing dog. If that's too much, keep the knees down, go down and up. So still working nice big stretches through the back, working through the shoulders, working through the chest. We'll do 6 of those. Then we're coming up and into a lunge. So stepping backwards into a lunge, making sure that the front knee stays over the ankle. It's not going forwards like that. Squeezing the glutes forwards to get that glute working, getting the stretch at the front of the hips. So we're still working on that hip mobility, glute engagement, but just working a bit harder now. Okay, so let's go. Everybody on the floor into that down dog position. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jump or step up. Back lunge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back into your yoga press. 1. Move that way you can see me. 2, 3. Remembering, work to your ability. If you need to put the knees down, put the knees down. Jumping up. If you need to do less reps in the time, do less reps. Quality, not quantity. Take your time over them. If you only did 1 or 2 in the time, but they were well executed, far better than risking injury, whoop, falling over, or just not doing it well. Let's go again. Oh, no, lucky you, out of time. Into. So remember this one we did at the beginning? I'll face away. Shoulder blades coming together. Now I call this my twirl sequence. We're making a T. Shoulder blades coming together. Arms up to make a W. Shoulder blades coming together. Keeping the shoulders down, making sure they don't hunch up. Shoulder blades come together and down. A. Y. And L. Now, as I say, you probably noticed some imbalances on my side. I need to work more on that. Let's go again. So T, So remember, it's not about pushing the arms back. It's a really small movement. I would hardly see the arms move. W, it's about those shoulder blades moving, waking up those muscles at the back, those really important postural muscles that help to keep us upright rather than us being rounded forwards. Really important when we're running to get that power through. Y, often the hardest one, the Y, and the L, often the easiest one. Perfect. Back to the cardio. Frog squat. So, elbows, let's drop down into a low squat as low as you can comfortably go. Elbows are between the knees. I'm going to say this about 3 times because nobody ever listens. Elbows stay between the knees. Do not let those elbows move. We are now straightening our legs as much as we comfortably can, keeping the elbows between the knees. So we're not up here, elbows are between the knees. Right, then we go down, then we go up. Okay, so we're going to do 6 of those. Then we're going to go into, I call it crouching dragon. So we're in this position, either back so your feet's on the floor, that's a little bit harder, or toes tucked under, into a sort of tabletop position and holding it here. Seems really easy, it's actually really hard on the core there. Okay, that's the 6 counts. So let's go, starting off with our frog squats, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count into crouching dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jumping back up. You don't have to twist around. 1, 2. This is so good for mobility, this exercise. You can do it really slow as a mobility exercise. You're getting stretching between here, you're getting your ankles, you're getting those hamstrings loosening up. And I'm sure you can by now, particularly if you're going fast, feel those quads starting to burn. Crouching dragon for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feel the quads burning, jumping up, or stepping. Back down, frogs. 1, 2, 3. We've got about 10 seconds to go. 4, 5, 6. Lucky you, time for a dragon. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew. Right, back into that 4-point kneeling, nice and easy now. And we're going into the thread the needle we did sitting on the chair at the beginning. So arm up, reach through, up, reach through. If you've got shoulder mobility issues, you can do it with your elbow. So with the hand on the shoulder, just moving the elbow. We're doing exactly the same movement through the upper back. So don't worry about if you haven't got mobility through the upper arm. Keeping the hips stable. It's not about twisting all the way from here. Hips want to stay facing down to the ground. It's about that mobility through the upper back, swapping sides. So either with the straight arm, reaching through, or with the elbow, whichever works better for you. Now we've got our final pair of exercises coming up, and then we get to do it all over again in whatever time we've got left. Last 5 seconds, getting ready to go. Lovely. So next set, we're going from a low squat, so you can either go with your knees coming out in front of you, or if you prefer, feet out, coming down like that, whichever you prefer. So we're going as low down as we can, up. So that's all we're doing, up and down for 6, and then we're going into a side lunge. So 1, 2, etc. Making sure that as we come down, the knee is over the ankle, it's not pushing out to the side, or we're not like that, with the foot wider. I'm thinking hips back, rather than knees forward. Okay, let's go. That's the door. I'll just have to ignore it. So we're going low high squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into your lunges. 1, 2, 3. You do 6 more. I'm just checking these legs coming outside the door. Back to the squats. Don't know what it is. It's exciting. Something outside. So 1, 2, 3. Low as you can. 4. You can add in a jump if you want. 5, 6 lunges. 1, 2, 3, 4. Working to loosen up down the outside here, only working to your range of mobility. 1, optional jump. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lunges. 1. So don't go lower than you can, just loosening up as you go. 1 more to each side. Lovely. Into the hip flexors. So drawing up, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the same as we did with the chair at the beginning, just drawing up the front. Then let's go 5 circles. 2, 3, 4, 5. Swap sides. If you've got a sore knee, if you haven't got a cushion, you can get your chair back involved here. So exactly the same as we did at the beginning. Drawing up, 1, 2, squeezing that glute forward, 3, 4, 5, 6, and circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Other side. Go back to where you started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good work. We're back to the beginning. So we're going into that switching Spider-Man. So into your plank position, getting ready to go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to remember what comes next. The walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to Spider-Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spider-Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 seconds to go. You can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect timing. Into that lying windmill stretch. So one arm out on the ground, other arm stretched as far as it can in front. Big circle. Fingers down to the ground if you can, but not forcing it if you can't. Big circle all the way around. Reaching as far as you can with your fingers, following the fingers with your eyes. Lovely. One more on this side. And swapping to the other side. You don't have to do it like that, just swap sides. Arm reaches out, big circle. So for those of you watching the clock thinking, oh, how many rounds are we going to fit in? Good news, and I'm sure you'll see it as good news, is we won't be doing a full-on stretching cool down at the end, because we've been doing that through the whole workout. You don't have to stretch at the end of exercise, or I don't believe you do. You just need to make sure you're stretching at some point in the day, and we're doing that within what we're doing here. Okay, yoga press. So hips up, coming down, up. Remember, you've got your option of knees down and up. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Take these at your speed. If you do less than me, absolutely fine. 2 more to go if you're with me. Everybody joining in together for your back lunges. 1. Watching that front knee, making sure it stays above the ankle. It's not going too far forward. Keeping your upper body straight. Looking straight ahead if you're not looking at the computer screen. Pushing the glutes forwards. Engaging through that glute. Making sure that front knee isn't collapsing in. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't overdo it. Feels not right. Chances are it's not right. Take a break. or take an easier version. Jump or step it up, step back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good work. So back to that upper back engagement. I'm going to face the other way again, starting with your T. 1, 2. We're going to do 4 gentle engagements on each of the pattern. That was your T, now your W. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your A. 1. Shoulder blades coming together and down. 2, 3, 4. Into your Y. 1, 2, 3, 4. And your L. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go again. T. So you carry on. Remember, it's twelve. I'm just going to talk to you because I can't multitask. So there's no magic sauce to the words or the letters twelve. It's just the way that I help the people that I work with to remember it. So it just makes a word 12. So you've got your T, your W, your A, your Y. I think I forgot the Y just now, and your L. Okay, let's go again. So we're into your frog squats. Everybody loves frog squats. Remember, elbows stay between the knees. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Try and keep the feet flat on the ground. 4, 5. See if you build up your mobility slightly more than the previous round, so you should be able to get your legs a little bit straighter at the back. That's 6 into that crouching dragon. So either backs of the feet on the floor or toes tucked under. 4-point kneeling. 4, 5, 6. Thinking flat back, drawing the belly button in towards the spine. Frogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to kneeling. Feet or toes tucked under. Nice flat back. Core engaged for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go again with your frogs. Final step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back down, but I'm afraid there's no time for dragon. We're going straight into thread the needle. Oh, not counting, we'll just do 30 seconds on each side. Remembering you can do it with your elbow rather than the straight arm if you prefer. Getting that mobility through the upper back. So a bit slower than I was going there. Sorry, I got myself into a cardio habit. Really feeling that movement through the upper back, loosening up the upper spine. Slow and controlled, swapping sides. So straight arm if you want, or bent arm, reach, 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 reach. "15 seconds to go." I was talking a bit ago about whether you need to stretch after exercise or whatever, and saying, no, you just need to stretch ideally once a day. And then the question always comes as to what's the difference between mobility or stretching. Most of what we've been doing today is more mobility than stretching. Mobility is about the movement around the joints. Stretching is what's happening at the muscle. Into your low, high squats now. So I'm going to go knees forward this time. Oh. Optional jump if you want. 3, trying to keep the heels down. So I'm working on that mobility at the hips as I come right down. Lost count. Let's go once more. And then side lunges. 2. Trying to get the hips back behind me. Gently trying to get a little bit deeper on each one. So I'm just working down the inside of the thigh there. Then squats. 1, 2, 3, heels down. 4, 5, 6, lunges. So yeah, there is a big difference between stretching and mobility. For the purposes of today, I would just say, does your body feel like it has moved more, has loosened up? Do the joints feel more mobile? Do the muscles feel a little bit less tight? For today's purposes, I'd say that would be success, and I wouldn't worry too much about the difference between mobility and stretching in that context. Back to your hip flexors. So we can either do this one again, or I'm going to go open and close the gate. We're just doing about 30 seconds on each side, so don't worry about counting. Generally, we want to do mobility before exercise, so getting the joints moving, and we want dynamic mobility, so we're moving rather than just holding static stretches. And then we do stretching, not necessarily straight after exercise, but after exercise. But I would say, so long as you're getting some of both in, swap sides, so long as your body feels looser, and so long as you haven't got Olympic trials coming up or something in the next hour or so, which is when you don't want to be doing stretching right before exercise because it can diminish your performance, I wouldn't be worrying too much about the difference between the two. Lovely, we've got time for a few more rounds. Let's go, Spider-Man. So, into that plank position, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jump or step it up. Walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to Spider-Man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spider-Man. 20 seconds to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Walking. 1. You're probably not feeling it massively on these little low spot walks. If you do them for a lot further, you'll really, really feel it. So if you're looking for some ideas, line windmill, if you're looking for some ideas of things that you can be doing by yourself to burn through the calories to get a good workout, just walk up and down in that low spot walk for a few minutes and you will certainly be feeling it. And you'll also notice it's really good for that hip mobility. Don't overdo it the first time because it's pretty hard on the hips. Swapping sides, reaching through, fingers all the way down to the ground. Sorry, mine won't on the one before because the chair was in the way, but fingers down to the ground, not forcing it. Hopefully you're feeling that this felt hard at first. It's feeling a little bit easier as we go through. So this is getting that mobility at the shoulder joints. It's also stretching across through the chest. Let's go. We'll finish with frogs because everybody loves a good frog. Elbows between the knees. And let's go. Oh, time has gone off. Bum down, bum up, bum down, bum up, bum down, up, down. Got my ups and downs mixed up, down, up. And I've completely forgotten to count. And into your crouching dragon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back to your frogs. 1, 2, keeping the feet on the ground. 3, 4, working through that hip mobility, trying to get the legs a little bit straighter at the back, so stretching through the hamstrings. And last one, back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20 seconds to go. So final set here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Feeling that burn in the legs there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good work, guys. Okay, so we're not going to do full-on recovery at the end, but we'll just work through a few muscles we haven't really addressed so much. So quads, I can certainly feel mine more from the lactic build-up than actually working them properly, but let's give those quads a good stretch. So lying flat on the ground, heel into the bum, pressing the glutes and the hip down to the floor. Pushing through. And then onto the other side. And if you've got your chair nearby, I'm going to show you a lovely stretch to do afterwards. You'll probably want a cushion or something to put on the floor as well. So if you haven't got that to hand, just carry on doing that quad stretch I'm just showing you now. If you have, then we're going to go into the couch stretch. This is a Calisarette special. It's easier with a couch, which tends to be a little bit lower behind you, but you're hooking your foot onto the chair, knees coming down straight, and again, you're pushing your hips forwards, drawing up at the front, glutes pushing forwards. So I'm getting a really good stretch into my quads here. You can progress the stretch by coming in closer to the point that you're kneeling against. Don't force it though, and don't just get there but have a big arch in your back. You've got to have that pushing the hips forwards to really get that stretching at the front there. Swapping sides. So guys, please, if you know somebody who would help find this video helpful, do share it with them. Remember, the bit at the beginning's got all those mobility exercises, so you can just share that bit, even if you know they're not going to be up for all the jumping around. If you've enjoyed the video, please do share it with your friends so that more people can get the benefit from so more people can get the benefit from the sessions. And then let's finish with a really good chest stretch. So hands onto the hips, pushing the elbows together. So we're getting that stretch across the chest there. You go hands flat on your bum, push elbows together to get that stretch. I, like everybody else, are having issues, lots of my clients cancelling, obviously, because they haven't got work coming in, so they can't afford to pay for coaching. So I'm looking at sort of changing around what I do. At the moment, I'm looking into doing exercise classes online. So you get a group of you Karen stretching, you get a group of your mates together, book a session, we'll do it via Zoom. I coach you with up to 7 friends, do the session together, 45-minute session, and then I can hand over the Zoom thing to you afterwards, and you can carry on chatting with your mates afterwards. So rather than that awkward thing that we're all doing at the moment of having drinks and nobody quite knows who's talking and everything, we'll do the class together, then you have a chat with your mates afterwards. If you'd be interested in that, I would love to know. I don't want to launch it unless there's interest. If you go to my Feel Fit with Lucy Facebook page, and I'll pop a new link up there, and I've just got a really short survey on there to say, would you be interested? How much would you pay for it? And to let you know when I launch it, if I launch it. So I'd love to get some feedback. If you think it's a crap idea, tell me as well. But if you think that's a good idea, please do let me know. Other than that, don't forget clapping at 8 o'clock tonight for NHS and essential key workers. Thank you all for joining. It's been great working out with you, and I look forward to seeing you 6 o'clock p.m. next Tuesday or 1 o'clock next Thursday. Take care, everybody. Stay strong. No, that's the wrong one.